Hello, it's Philip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and I'm looking this morning at a book from Jordan Publishing, which is this book here. It's called The Family Lawyer and the Court of Protection. It's written by District Judge Marc Marin. The book itself is under 500 pages, about 430. Excellent index at the back. If I start at the back, let's go straight to the front, and you can see you have the standard information from Jordan's right at the front, abbreviations, chapter headings and so forth, indexes. Then you go straight into the work itself, and what you have got, let's take the official solicitor, the role there. You can see the numbering at the sides is very useful to try to identify where everything is. There's a lot of information about applications, and this is very much a hands-on book in our view for the family lawyer involved in court of protection work. I do a bit of it, but this is something which has been new to me, and I found it a great additional resource. My wife and I have written a review on Flickr, which is just there, and we've given it the title The Definitive Guide to the Court of Protection from Jordan Publishing, and this is what we say. As the relevance of the Court of Protection is still imperfectly understood by many members of the general public and by quite a few practitioners, this unique book here by Jordan is certainly trying to address all of the points. That you could actually call it a definitive guide to the workings and process of the Court of Protection is probably, I think, the best way of describing it. As I mentioned, it's a hands-on book as well. Now let's remember the Court of Protection, with its own specialist judges, is precisely that. It's set up, in the words of the Law Commission report of 1995, to protect, i.e. make new provision for people who lack mental capacity. Obviously it's a creature of legislation. The report proposes that the new Court of Protection should provide a single integrated framework for the making of personal welfare decisions and decisions on healthcare and finance, including property. And that's where you have the real detail which you actually need when you're going to court to try to work out how to deal with these particularly difficult problems. Formerly, if you were a lawyer specialising in family matters, you might well have considered family and mental capacity issues as two distinct areas of law and practice. Increasingly, however, especially following the Mental Capacity Act, and obviously the two areas of law will inevitably overlap, especially with the way in which the Mental Capacity Act is viewed, and also with respect to children and care work. So the publication of this exceedingly useful work of reference is therefore very timely in our view. Among other things, it tells you how to make an application to the court. There are forms and various sort of steps that you need to look at. There's also plenty of helpful practice directions, which I think will be also of great use. Case studies are provided too, illustrating typically the type of situations you're likely to encounter in the course of your practice. That again is a great use in practical terms. The book contains details and concise examination of the Mental Capacity Act, including lasting powers of attorney, and of course the work of the Court of Protection itself. And it also looks at the work of the public guardian and the official solicitor. And there is, in fact, in chapter 3, an interesting history to all of this. It's an impressively scholarly work as well as readable, complete with 3 appendices and, as I say, the table of cases, statutes and everything you would be expected to look for. As Denzel Lush, the senior judge of the Court of Protection, has observed, this book does what it says it does on the label. It is a book for family lawyers about the Court of Protection, and that's exactly it. Written by DJ Marc Marin, a nominated judge of the Court of Protection, the book is to be highly recommended in our view, not just for barristers and solicitors, but all professional advisors, from doctors and social workers to local authorities and voluntary organisations dealing with the invariably sensitive family matters that require the involvement of the court. The laws as stated in May 2010, and as I say, we see it as the definitive guide for family lawyers. So thank you to Judge Marin and to Jordan Publishing. Bye-bye.